And all right, so this is our final wrap up from the Healthy Games Challenge, and we'll take a few minutes and talk about, um, thoughts on that, final pounds that I have, and just kind of how, if anybody wants to share anything specific that you didn't get to before, we're going to do that. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about some specifics for the new challenge. So, all right. So to start with, we've got like a week lag in here. It doesn't have to be a week lag, but from when you wait out to when you weigh into the next one, this is kind of an in-between week. So we have to be careful in our in-between weeks, right?
Now you tell me.
We all know what's going on. Okay, so be very, very careful. But somebody has a way of handling it. So Joe has a little trick that he's doing. Now, you'll have to describe it since Pam is on the phone. You'll have to describe what you're doing, Joe.
Okay. Well, the week between challenges often presents many temptations possibly. And I have my own set of temptations here traveling because I'm here in a Marriott that has a concierge room, which happens to be right next door to me. So right that way, one room is a concierge room, and they have these nasty thing called malted milk balls. And I've been collecting them. I go through, I don't eat them, I collect them, and I put them in a cup like this because I know how Neva likes her malted milk balls. So I have a perfect thing to do with these. Here's the trash can, and they go right in the trash can.
Oh, wow.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
That's good, Joe.
So now I won't just think of the malted milk balls, but I'll think of those dirty malted milk balls in the garbage.
There you go.
All right. Yay. Well, does anybody want to share anything from now that you've had some time to think back over the last challenge? Some of you, I think most of you had not completely weighed out yet when we talked before. So everybody's weighed out now. Some people met the goal. Some people didn't meet their goal, but they did fantastic weight loss, and somewhere in between for everybody else. Does anybody want to share anything about that last weight loss? That's the challenge. Sorry, the last challenge.
I would probably say, oh, I'm sorry, Joe, go ahead.
No, Monica, you have the floor.
Ah, well, thank you. Or the air, right?
Right.
I would probably say you can't wait till the last 2 weeks to try to lose your 6%.
Did you want to share your drama, Monica, or is that a secret?
What was I doing, Neva?
You can share your drama?
You can share. You mean the running and buying 3 different scales since I was stuck in San Antonio with the snow? Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, well, I typically have weighed here in Panhandle, and I went to San Antonio for my mother's 75th birthday party. Got down there, got stuck because of the snow in Dallas and Amarillo. They canceled all the flights. So I had to weigh out Tuesday morning there, and Neva had sent me a little text saying, well, don't be shocked if it's not the same. So I get on that morning, and mind you, as you know from the last call, it's been very, very challenging challenge this last 6 weeks. So much has gone on like it has for everybody else. And so the morning of the challenge, I think that last week I had, 5 pounds to go, Neva?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I could do it in the midst of having a party. The long story short is I got on the scale Saturday morning, and I was like, man, I'm like 1.4 off. And Neva goes, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to go buy scales in San Antonio. I'm going to find one scale that's going to get me there. So I went to Costco and I went to Walmart, and then I had 3 scales in front of me. And every one I was talking about OCD. The first one, which was the one I'd been weighing with since I got there, was the only one that was kind. The others were tracking up. And I was like, that one's going back in the box. That one's going back in the box. So I called Neva and I said, well, I have an option. I can starve all day and not have water and see if I'll hit it by the end of the day, or I could just let go of this and do better. And I had already lost about 5%. I was just so close. And so the long and the short of it is, it's like anything else. You can't get it all in one fell swoop. It's constant choices. Like you just did, Joe. You threw out those chocolates as much as you like them or want to see them. You just can't keep. Yeah, there he is leaning backwards. You just can't, because then you're crunching literally to make up the difference. And it was hard. I mean, it was just. I took myself to a level of stress that I haven't been in a very, very long time. It wasn't worth it. So slow and what is that? The expression with the tortoise, slow and methodical.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Thank you, Joe. I prefer to be the tortoise. I'm the hare. Let me get there now.
And when she called me on Tuesday and I said, Monica, why should the last day of the challenge be any different for you than the whole rest of this? Because she has hit hurdle after hurdle after hurdle on this challenge. So it did bring a lot of laughter to me. That day, I got to tell you, I was like, you're not going to go buy a new scale. Oh, yeah. I'll take it back. Okay. So it was pretty funny. Pretty funny. All right. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share anything from that last challenge?
So I was going to say that I had practically the opposite situation of what Monica had, because I was in jeopardy of losing too much weight because I was in a maintenance. I know, poor baby, right? I was in a maintenance phase. Yeah. Maintenance phase, and you can lose between 6% or gain up to 1% of your weight on that particular challenge. And I had weighed myself on my scale on a Saturday morning like I always do, and I ended up losing, it looked like, too much weight. But I didn't have my clothes on that I weighed with. It wasn't the same time of day that I weighed before. So I just did my normal process, and I ran my 13 miles. I ate the food that I ate, drank the water that I drank, and weighed myself at the end of the day, wearing the clothes I weighed, and I got just under the mark or just inside my range by 1.8 pounds. So I made it, thank goodness. But I was sweating it there. That's why I posted what I posted on the wall. But also, if that wasn't bad enough, now I'm kind of trapped here in Minneapolis this weekend, and we got to weigh in on the new challenge this weekend. And the only scale I have is downstairs in the fitness room. So I'm going to have to figure out a process to get my picture taken on the scale, get a picture of that weight somehow, because it's not a digital scale. It's one of those medical scales.
Costco and Walmart.
I might take a page of your book, Monica, and go by there and get a scale, weigh myself, and take it back.
Exactly.
Get my money back. I think that's a pretty good idea, and I might be able to pick up the same kind of scale that I have at home. Weigh myself,
right.
Take it back. That's a good project for myself on Saturday or Sunday. Good idea, Monica. Thank you.
And the important thing is, Joe, who is going to take your picture?
Oh, true. Well, there's I think I can find a mirror here in the hotel room someplace.
Okay.
To be able to do that, or I can go downstairs in the fitness room because they've got these big mirrors down there too. So
don't be too hasty with those malt balls. You might be able to gore somebody. Just don't say they went in the trash can.
Two great stories, you guys. I love it. Anybody else want to share anything from the last challenge? Pam?
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to share? I can't see a hand or anything, so I'm not sure if you have something.
Well, I didn't put my hand up. Now I'm getting ready to connect to the internet because we got service back on. Yeah. I guess the only thing I can share about it is when I first started, and that 6% was a lot of weight to me in my mind in 6 weeks to lose. And I knew in order to be able to get close to that or to make that, I was going to have to really start as strongly as I could by, cutting a lot of calories and unnecessary foods, the low glycemic, which you and I talked about, Neva, and just stay with it the whole time, which I did, and I made it.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah.
And
not just
Pardon?
made it, Pam, you didn't just make it, you went over it.
I did go over it, and that was because I was concerned I wasn't going to make it.
I just wanted, Joe's 1.8 was floating in the universe. Thank you very much, Joe.
You're welcome.
You got it, Monica.
Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you. Stacy, Teresa, anything from you guys? No. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just share that it was, I knew it was going to be an awkward challenge for me because of having surgery. I knew I was going to be limited on what I could do. So I did pick the maintain, and I did make it. I did maintain. Not all that hard, but there's a lot of times you could say, I wanted to say, oh, I want some comfort food or whatever. So I did make it, and probably not so much my food habits changed, but my exercise habits changed dramatically, and that's been very, very hard. And so with that, I'll take us into the next challenge to talk about that. I am going to pick the weight loss challenge this time. Even though I am still in the boot, I get to start working my way out of it. So I'm going to try and start picking up the exercise. So I'm going to go for that one, so everybody knows, and that's why I want to do this. So let me just share some things about this challenge. This came up really quickly. They did not tell us that they were going to offer this. They did not prepare us like they had in the past and give us a lot of time to get people ready. And I think mostly it was thinking that people like all of you who've been on the challenge wanted to keep going, that was the perfect audience. But it didn't allow for a lot of time for new people. And there are several people that do want to take a break, I'll call it that. Either they felt like it takes too much time or whatever. I've heard a number of different things. So we definitely are going to have a smaller group. And the fact that it did come up very quickly, I think that's part of the reason that there's a number of different differences in this challenge. So let me just share some of those so we can all get prepared and get ready for those. You already know that it's the 3%. So the weight loss is 3% up to a total of 15%. So don't go over 15%, anybody. Monica, I don't want you going over 15%, okay? Obviously, it's 4 weeks versus 6 weeks. We all know that. And for maintainers, so Joe, listen up. This is something a little bit different. You cannot gain more than 1%, and or you cannot lose more than 2%. So a little bit different this time on that one. And something else they've changed is that we can have co-coaches in a room. And I'm not for sure exactly why all that is, except that for some coaches, it is work. It is extra work to prepare these Zooms and get ready for them and that kind of thing. So I think the idea was to get other people involved. And that's one reason. And I think the other reason is we have fun working with coaches, with other coaches. And so given the way things started to unfold this week and the number of people that said they weren't going to be a part of this challenge, I knew that I wanted to start considering a co-coach. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but there is my business leader, Dr. Joe. And I have asked him if he would co-coach with me in a room, and he said yes. So the only downside is that he's very busy doing a regional event, a very huge event down in Florida right now, and that it's actually this weekend. So he couldn't join us tonight, and he may not see us until late into next week or the week after, but he's going to co-coach. So I'm very excited about that because I'd love for you all to get to meet him and hear from him. He's an excellent motivator. And hopefully some of his people will want to come on board. He opted not to have a room because he was so busy with this other event, he knew he couldn't get started. So it's one of those situations that really should complement, we should be able to complement one another. So I wanted to let you know about that. A couple other changes. There are no team prizes, which kind of bums me out because I love having a team that works together. But on the other hand, since it looks like we didn't win any team prize for our group last time, then hey, let's win individually. That's fine with me. And there are also no minimum number of challengers per room. So last time we had to have 10 people in a room or we couldn't participate in the team challenges. Well, this time, if it's just us that are on this call now, we actually are fine moving forward, even though I know there's going to be some more people coming.
Okay.
Another change is there will only be 7 things to do for points. Instead of all those we used to do, there's only going to be 7, and the point was that it's not going to take you as long each day to go through and do everything.
Right.
4 weeks, we have some of the same things, but many others are changed, and they tell us that every bit is awesome with the new stuff. So the difference is there. And this one I love, and we did have it challenged before last. We didn't have it this last one, and it's back, but it's presented a little bit differently. And that is you're going to get 25 points per week if you do a verbal coach check-in. So that means not an email, not a text. You have to talk on the phone to your health coach or be on a Zoom call with your health coach. So Stacy and Teresa, if you have any of your clients on here on this challenge, if they're on the challenge and you're on, if they're on the Zoom call and you're on the Zoom call, that works for them. If they don't make it on the Zoom call and they want those 15 points, you will need to be talking, they will need to be talking with you on the challenge. And Joe, if your new client comes on board to the challenge, then we will need to make sure that he's either on here or you're talking to him.
Okay.
So that one's a little different, but I love it. That I think is a real beneficial one. Let's see what else. And then there's one for Joe's gonna love this one. And Pam, the way you started out on this challenge, you're gonna love this too. For challengers who complete 100% of all possible points, the first, not the first week, but the second week, you will be entered in a drawing for a Fitbit.
Wow.
And there will be one Fitbit for every 500 challengers. So don't know what our odds are yet because we don't know how many challengers there are. But that's nice. I like that idea. And then the same thing, if you complete 100% of all possible points for week 3, you will get an extra $5 added to your winnings. So I guess they figure a lot of people will be doing that, so it's only $5. And then, you actually can be inviting people, and just like they could start late on our 6-week challenge, they can start late on this one too, and their points will be prorated. But if they need to do catch-up points, or if any of us need to do catch-up points, the last week, you're going to get 15 bonus points by doing the following. Post your DNA picture or after picture if you've just been in maintenance on this challenge. And you need to post that on the main challenge wall or on your Facebook page, and it must be public. And you have to include hashtag Health Games March, and you have to tag me or Dr. Joe, the team room leaders, and so you get the credit. But you know what? I'm really happy about that either way, is because before, when we had to post something on that main challenge wall, we couldn't find it. It was so hard. So this way, we don't have to, to like stuff. So we don't have to do that. We can just post it there, or we can do it out on Facebook, whichever you want to do. Coaches may want to do it out on Facebook, a little more advertising. So those are the new things that I know, and they'll have some other things coming. But what do you think of those changes?
They sound pretty good.
Okay, thumbs up.
Yep.
Monica, something you don't like there.
Yeah, there's something, and I think it was towards the end that you were talking about the public posting of Facebook. Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it sounds good. I like the 3 to 15%. I like that range. And maybe that was part of the last one, and I missed that because obviously it's going to get my competitive juices going. So,
Okay. Pam, any questions from that?
No, not really. I need to, oh, I'd like to read them. Are they written somewhere?
They're not all in one place. I had to pull them from a couple different places, but they will start to make them available each week. I just I was able to pull them from here and there and give you a summary for the whole challenge. But the big
Okay.
Neva, could you post it to our private Facebook group page, those notes that you just had?
yeah, I could do that. I was just trying to think who else is going to see it, but they might like some of that they see. Yeah, I can do it out there.
Yeah, I know it's extra work. I'm just thinking it'd be one.
No, I don't care about that. I was just thinking if there was anything in there that was, there's a lot of people on that Facebook group that aren't in the challenge. So I
Okay.
just want to make sure
Right.
anything like that. But
Okay.
I think that's all fine. So any questions about the next challenge? Yes, Monica.
I know weigh-ins tomorrow, but weigh-in up to when? Because I've got people who are dragging their feet. I know once they heard about the numbers and the results, they want to do it, but it's actually getting on. So
Yeah.
when would that be?
Okay, the earliest weigh-in is tomorrow.
Okay.
We start earning points beyond inviting people, not till March 1st, which is Sunday. So
Okay.
remember, those of you who were planning on getting on Sunday, you need to get on to get your first day points. And you can weigh all the way to March 14th.
Wow.
So remember, it's like people that are starting late, they get that time frame. I can't imagine somebody wanting to do that because it's 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but you do have that option. So if you're going to start doing points or anything, though, you can weigh in as early as tomorrow, or think about through Tuesday. So it's 2 days before and 2 days after.
Okay.
It starts on Sunday. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's the kickoff, and then Monday, Tuesday.
Okay. Thank you.
Plenty of time.
Or you can be like Neva, Pam, and myself and be out there inviting people and start earning points right now.
That's right.
Right.
Every day,
And you don't see me going.
you can still catch them, not a problem. Because they're going to get stopped at a point. That's the total they can get for inviting people, and that everybody else can catch up. So.
Yeah.
I'm not letting, no, wait a minute. I'm not letting Monica catch up with me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I chased her for 6 weeks.
Let's start this one out right, huh? Okay. I didn't, believe it or not, I chased a lot of people to get the weight lost for the last challenge. And I still have a couple of people outstanding. But our total number, I'm pleased, is over 200 pounds. It's 200
Wow.
Wow.
right before this call. So I'm pretty happy about that. And so there may be more.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in a couple of weeks, we'll know. I'll ask everybody, how much did you get from winning? To my knowledge, nobody got any extra incentives. So I think it's just if you were a winner, and then we'll find out what the payout's actually going to be. So we'll know for that one for sure. The other thing I wanted to mention is Stacy put a challenge out there to all of us. And I tried to make sure people are seeing it. I'm not sure if you are. But Stacy, would you repeat what your challenge was and the time frame? Because it was this interim time.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what I put out there for a challenge, but I think it was something like start doing burpees on
March 1st.
March 1st and do them. Now I think it ended on March 1st.
No, it ends on March 1st. This was
Yeah,
an
so March 1st.
There's
The total number of burpees that you've done since the end of the last challenge until March 1st, and we'll total them all up, and then I'll match it.
Wow.
And I'll do it on the next Zoom call. While the call's going on, I'll do the burpees.
Wow.
And just
It's
so
not
you
right.
all know,
Well,
go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I was just gonna say, and just so you all know, I'm up to 14
All right.
burpees. Now they're modified. In some ways, it's easier when you got a boot on, because it helps support you. But in other ways, it's really ugly and awkward. But I'm up to 14, so
Right.
get prepared.
All right. No
I
problem.
want Stacy to do the backwards flip burpee that we
No.
saw in the video.
Stacy's 61 years old. He ain't doing no backflips.
That was me.
No.
I wanted to live and
That was
fine.
me.
So now,
Yeah.
No, I got several races to do this year. I have no intentions of doing any backflips.
No
Okay.
backflip. But I challenge all of you to get out there. If I can do it with my bum leg, start now and get going on those burpees, because we want to watch Stacy do these burpees on the next Zoom.
Mhm.
Let's see,
Okay?
we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 folks on the call. If everybody does 20, then that will equal the number that last Sunday before I did a 2-hour workout.
And how long will this take? How much time do I have to allow for this?
Oh, I do about 10 a minute.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. Very cool.
I mean, you don't have to allow for it. You can do the call, and I'll just do them while you're doing the call.
That's what I was thinking. We'll have Teresa.
burpee in the background,
We'll make sure the camera is showing him, and then we could start the call and then go from there, and we can always see him. Okay, I like that.
Okay,
All right.
so bring it on.
What?
Bring it on.
Bring it on. All right.
All right.
And let me just say that Pam kind of started this on the last challenge when she challenged the team to 100 ounces of water. And so that one occurred last challenge, and I thought that was an extra fun little thing. Stacey's got the burpees going, and ooh, that sounds like a disease. She's got the burpees going. And then anybody that wants to, there she is. Hey, Pam, you made it. And
Just
then,
in time to say goodbye.
that's right, but at least we got proof that you were online here.
That's right.
And then anybody that wants to add any other kind of challenge for the team during the next 4 weeks, feel free to do so. I think it'll be fun. So with that, let's everybody take a drink. Remember, this is Neva's thing you got to do every week. I know, Pam, you don't drink after 6 o'clock at night.
Right. That's my virtual drink.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, any last comments? So next week, Zoom call, Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central Time. Does that still work for everybody?
Yes.
I won't be there, unfortunately. I'll be in a leadership training session, so I won't be able to attend that one. That'll be my first one I'll miss ever.
Wow.
Oh, we can't believe it, guys. And he's going to miss those points. Oh, my gosh. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh, this gives us a chance, everybody. We can jump ahead of Joe. Woo!
We love you, Joe.
I miss you guys.
All right, guys. So glad you made it. I'm excited that you're all back, and hopefully you can grab a friend or two, and we'll get started on this next March challenge. All right?
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.